my side. Then I went and blew it all sky high. Now she won't even spare a passing glance, all just because I ripped my pants. The big Larry came out just. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, Definity, DEVVE, DMC DACAT SHIRO update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. I know I've been live already today, but it's one of those days. We're very, very busy. VeVe and OMI migration deadline. Can we leave it alone as long as our trust wallets are ledger? So the actual, let me go to the Akomi website or the Akomi post over on Twitter. It says the deadline to migrate your OMI from your VeVe wallet on Immutable X to your Stacker wallet on Base is August 1st. Tokens which are not migrated by the deadline will no longer earn daily seasonal rewards. Users who migrate will experience several benefits, including self-custody of your OMI with full ownership and control, earn daily and seasonal OMI rewards automatically, avoid extra gas fees because they're all sponsored by Stacker, and use OMI to buy VeVe collectibles in the Stacker marketplace. You can leave them in the app, but they're not going to give you any points for MCP. They are going to be stuck on that, which it's very illiquid. It's actually 100% illiquid. I don't think there's any way to sell them or buy them. So in order to be able to do things with your OMI, and again, you don't have to move them to Stacker just so you could buy collectibles. You don't even need to move it to Stacker just to be able to earn the MCP. You're going to need to move it to Stacker in order to sell at some point. And again, if you are in the app with your OMI, you will not be receiving any of those MCP points. So you can leave it in your trust wallets for right now. If you need, I will help you, Mr. Justin Pierce. I got your wedding invitation and I put yes, and I will have a +1. However, I may or may not need surgery by that time or before that time. I may or may not still be recovering. It is back surgery, so it is not something that's just oh, I can get it, whatever, and go. I might not be able to. But I clicked yes, so you saved my spot. You saved my spot, senor, just in case. Well, I'll keep you posted. What's up, Kuma? How's it going, fam? Okay, let's get to today's VeVe and OMI migration deadline. Just went over that a little bit. I'll go over that again. There's a ton of stuff to go over. So yesterday, what did I have? I went live yesterday afternoon because last night I wasn't able to go over a bunch of the news. What I had gone over yesterday was it was a podcast with Mr. Squeebs. Mr. Squeebs has like 16% of all of the AF15 secret rares. He's got like 14 partner statues. Dude's a legend, absolute madman. And now and he has a gold logo. He might get another one. I tried to get him to buy my number 41. He had resisted for now. I'll keep you posted on. I had a dream about buying a third gold logo yesterday. I was working at like this bowling alley, and Crypto Rain had listed ones. Like, are you sure? I'll get it right now. It was like $1,600. I was like, I will buy these all day. I'll buy 10 of these. They're at $1,600. And anyway, I woke up. I was like, oh yeah, what's the price of the gold logo? And then obviously by the time I realized I was awake and that all was a dream, it was like, oh, okay, disregard. Anyway, let's go on. It was a pretty decent day today. We have a ton of news to go over. Let's see how the market reacted. Let's take a look and look at the CoinGecko. Yeah, we're much better than yesterday. We are at we're up 0.5% on Bitcoin on the day, up to 1096. Yesterday we were at like 1085. Actually, on July 2nd, well, the absolute bottom, local bottom for this week was July 1st at 903. We were at 1054, but on July 2nd, we were at like 1063. And then we had gotten up to, I think, 107 something, then July 3rd came, but we were way down, and then now obviously we had crossed the 110 barrier a couple of times. and being at 1096 now, we're very high up. And same with Ethereum. I think Ethereum over the last 7 days, we were down to 2400 or even the high 23s a couple times. We're at 2591 right now, really close to 26. We've been higher than 26 a couple of times. So again, let's start off with Shiro, because that's the last one that I have on my post over here. Down about 8% on the no, on 7 days we're up there. All right, so we're down about 8% on the day, because we were up like 15% yesterday. We're up quite a lot. There is 959,000 in volume. We did, even though we're down 8% on the day, we are still up over that $4 million market cap, 4,041,587. And on top of that, on the 7 day, we're actually up 3.8%. On the month, I think we're down like 33%. That is gnarly. On the 3 month, 54. Damn. Yeah. It's, again, we were up to like a $17 million market cap. Then it got hacked. But we do have a silver lining here. Over the last couple of months, we did bottom out at the zeros like 4.1 or even like 3.9. Now we're at 5.127. So we did kind of bottom out over there. And during that bottom, I don't think any of the whales had sold. I think it was just, well, none of the ones that were in the whale group on Telegram sold. Also, I am not feeling that great. I had a bit to drink before, and then I was hungry and a little tipsy, so I got pizza, stuffed crust. I ate way too much of that. Anyway, on the Shiro, I really like the volume, almost $1 million in volume at 959,000. I will try to get more later this month. I'll keep you posted on that. We'll see. And if I can, great. And if not, no big deal. I got a small little thing. And on top of that, let me see what they posted. A couple of things Shiro did. Shiro went on and since yesterday. Oh, they actually posted a lot. What the heck, Shiro? So I posted yesterday. My kitty tokens are doing nicely today. That was yesterday, both the cat and Shiro. Also, speaking of which, DACAT had a hack on their X account. So they're telling you to go to claim/DACAT.com. That is a scam website. Again, DACAT no longer has control over their X account. I've been trying really hard to be able to get a hold of somebody that works at X. We've reported them a bunch of times. Unfortunately, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get people to connect their wallets, and they're obviously going to drain them. So never click any links ever from anyone. I don't care who sent it to you, don't click them. And verify with people first. Verify them on the phone, on video chat, etc. Anyway, for Shiro, they posted that, or they reposted it. They reposted Vanessa saying, Shiro's just waking up. The cat's been clawing its way back. It's one of the hottest altcoins that I'm scooping right now. And that girl, Vanessa, I agree, Senorita. Shiro Nico also says, one cat to rule them all, talking about Lord of the Rings, Magic, Smeagol type stuff over there. Love them for that. And then Shiro Nico it looks like Shiro's riding a dragon, talking about the rebirth, which I thought was really cool. It's not something that I would have ever created. I wouldn't expect Shiro to be riding a dragon unless there's some type of a donkey involved. Yes, that is a Shrek reference. Shiro saying, you've been warned, meow. Walter James going over and saying something big is coming. They said it was crazy, but I know what I saw. Shiro knows too. Just ask him. Looks like Shiro's going into a black hole with Ethereum. Looks pretty epic. And that was their post. So I did mention the cat, so let's go over them real quick. Despite their X going and getting compromised, they are up 3% on the day. They were up a lot yesterday. A lot less volume here. The volume was, oh my gosh, where's the volume? Volume was not close to 1 million like Shiro was. The volume was $1,400, closer to 1,500 than 14, $1.2 million market cap. And I was on a Spaces before. I've said it before. I think I'll say it again here. I could win $30 million tomorrow, and my life would not change, because I would sit here like I always do every day, and I would write the comics, and I will build this world. There's no other person that's part of the creative team outside of me, so I can't go on vacation for like 3 weeks and you know, like stuff will never get done. So I should finish the Digi Joints comic by Saturday. I will start writing the Heine Coin comic by Sunday, and then hopefully mid to late July I get to the Nike comic. Not the Nike comic, the Monk comic, and then hopefully by the time August, mid to late August rolls around, I can then go on vacation and not have to write anybody else's comic. But there's a lot of people that that kind of want in, but I've just put a stopper to that now just because I'm so busy. Anyway, who we got? We got a comment over here. Thank Lord of the Rings IP, bro. I would love that so much. So they would have to start off. They could start with The Hobbit, but I feel like nobody really cares about that because the movies were okay. The first Lord of the Rings movie, they'd start with Bilbo, they'd start with Frodo. They would, I don't know if they would give the One Ring, right? They might start with Smeagol as collectibles. Maybe Gandalf. It'd be Gandalf the Grey that they'd start with. Maybe Gandalf's staff, maybe his little light that he carries in the staff. Then it would be like the dioramas would be some of the Hobbit houses. Then it would be like the fireworks and Merry and Pippin, and then Samwise Gamgee. So you would have a bunch of those collectibles. You would have some of the Hobbit Tussie that the Hobbit girls that Samwise is a little too scared to talk to at first, and then finally you get Strider. You'd probably get the Ranger. Like you would get Strider the Ranger. And then later on in Rivendell, then they would give us like Aragorn, right? But before then, they would obviously give us 5 ring wraiths, or the Nazgul, whatever they call them. They would get the horses. They would get probably Frodo like incognito as like Underhill. My name is Underhill. Our business is our own. All right, youngsters. I meant no offense. Probably that dude. They would probably give Frodo Baggins. He's over there. They'd probably give the pints. Like it comes in pints. I'm getting one. I would love Arwen. What's this? A ranger caught off his guard. After that, then you get to Lord Elrond. You get to Frodo waking up. So then you'd have Frodo like one of his stabbed versions. Then you would get the Fellowship that comes on. You'd see Legolas riding on his horse, Gimli. You'd have Boromir of Gondor. You'd have all this like collaboration of people coming in. Like they could give us content every week for a year just based off the first movie. And then they would have again, so like the sword the Mithril, that's as light as feathers but as hard as dragon scales. They would give the sword that glows when orcs are near. They would have Legolas's elven blades. Oh my god, those are so freaking badass. They'd have the bow of Legolas. They'd have the bow of Aragorn. They'd have Gimli's throwing knives or throwing axes, whatever he has. They could, and I would buy them all. I would be such a slut for those things. The Flamingo says, I thought The Hobbit was decent. Dwarf stuff like it. Yeah, they were. So I like the first one. I like who's the female elf? I forget who she is, but she was awesome. Legolas going in there as well. Frodo in there as well. Obviously, when you're still at Gandalf the White, they had what's that wizard's like something the Brown. And again, I like the first one. And again, yeah, dwarves definitely carried the story. It got the Hobbit series got slowly, I think, worse as they went on. Legolas still has like amazing stuff in there, which I love. I'm a Legolas fan forever. There was so much thing. Yeah, bro. Like I said, like a year's worth of stuff if they had drops every week, just for the first year. And again, it would be awesome. They would have lambus bread. They would have like the elvish leaves that they would wrap the lambus bread in, and that's the other thing that they would have as well. They'd have gems. You could have like the items. Like, okay, here's your whoever you want, whether it's Gimli, Legolas, Aragorn. But what type of armor do they have? What type of cloth do they have? What type of boots do they have? What type of armor do they have? Again, Mithril is obviously going to be super rare. Do they have Lamellar? Do they have Orc Lamellar of Corruption? What are their boons and banes of it? Are they going to have mini games with it? Again, there's a ton of different things that they could do. They could have the scrolls of Minas Tirith. Oh god, the items could just be endless. And again, this is just within the first one. And again, you get Gandalf the Grey, but then suddenly in 2027, 2028, oh, here's Gandalf the White. You have Saruman that's in the first one. The Eye of Sauron. You have I forget the little crows that report to Sauron. Yeah, the little crows would be. I don't know if anyone would buy the crows. I'd buy them to kill them, right? Kuma said, Lord of the Rings is my favorite fantasy epic. Books are far better than the movies. I don't count the Amazon Abomination. So back in like 2018, when I heard that, like, okay, they have like the writers from like this story, and they have like the producers from these stories and these movies, and like they're spending like I think they spent $500 million just getting the rights from J.R.R. Tolkien just to make the thing. And I was like, okay, if you're spending Game of Thrones money on this, it's probably going to be awesome. And it was one of the biggest letdowns, I think, in cinematic history. Maybe the Mario Brothers movie was a bigger disappointment, but yeah, one of the biggest disappointments ever in cinematic movie history. The Amazon Abomination was, I think, aliens' reasons for not talking to us. I'm sure it was multiple people's 13th reason. Randy, my wife said our nerd is showing with all the Lord. Yeah, but I still want the Frodo though. I still want that Legolas though, bro. In that, like, when he runs on top of the chains and he tries to break, like, and it's weird. He couldn't penetrate the neck of the troll, but he penetrated the neck of an elephant, which was wild. The only way he beat the troll was, getting him in the that the amount of time that I have spent trying to replicate the troll, like we have a cave troll. The amount of time I've tried to replicate the noise of the troll going, like I will never be able to do it. It's more time than I would like to admit. I don't know why. There's no reason for me to do that. That's not like a party trick. That's not something that will ever be asked of me. That's not something that I'll ever like do, even if I could perfect it. And people are like, oh, no one would ever get that. I don't. Anyway, you're right. Feel like we need more of your wife in our lives to make us a little more normal. Anyway, I forget what I was talking about. Let's go to Ladies on Soul. I now have over 5% of the Ladies on the Soul. It is down 30% on the day. So there have been there's been quite a number. I might get more. Because the sales are like very small. I bought $69 worth 8 hours ago. I'm coming nice for the 69. Since there's 3, 4.5, 5, 6. Okay, 59. Okay, so there's 65, and then 8, 73, 77, 79, 80, 81, 80, like $82 and so. Okay, so that has, so again, down 30% on the day. And again, there's 2 liquidity pools. One's down 8% on the day. The other's down 30. One's a $12.89 thousand market cap. One's $12,000 market cap. So again, very, very small. I do own 5%. I might wait a little bit longer for it to go down more. We'll see. And but again, I've spent so much money on so many other things. Savid says, what will VeVe officials' big announcement be this week? We don't know it's coming out this week. Actually, this week is almost over. I don't think they're going to announce anything the 4th of July. Savid says, Nintendo, Epic Games, Riot Games, Rockstar Games, EA, Activision Blizzard, Square Enix, Mojang, MiHoYo. I don't think it's any of these things. Square Enix would be dope. Blizzard would be dope. Blizzard might be possible because Blizzard was also at the licensing conference in Vegas that David was at a few months ago. VeVe Meister says, what is huge and didn't make this list? I'll be like, it's Thursday. night. I don't. Oh God, I don't. Oh my God, why is it giving me with no apostrophe? Don't think VeVe would announce anything on the 4th. So hopefully next week announcement. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so for Ladies on the Soul, I have 5% of the supply. I will probably get more. When? I don't know. Again, 5% of the supply is like $600. It is not a lot. And every time I buy it, it just goes down. So I'm fine to do that until I get 10% of the supply, maybe more, because it's gonna make me so rich one day when they become this huge 501(c). They already are a 501(c). They already sponsored Patagirl over in Nigeria, which my friend Jory Nicolagli was very happy about. And yeah, I think that they're and they also, so they have a 10% tax, which not a lot of people are about, but the 10% tax, 5% of which goes to the holders of Ladies, and then the other 5% goes to the actual charity. So again, really love that. I think that's really awesome. And that is Ladies. What else do we have here? We did the cow. We did. Let's do DMC. Let's go to DeLorean. DeLorean's over in my coin market cap. They are down 8% on the day. They are down 54% since launch. So, be advised, down 54% since launch. Are up 107% on the week because they went down bad last week. But again, down 54% on the month. This is one of those things where I think that a $21 million market cap, and I did a video on them yesterday. I did a video of a lot of things, but I mentioned them, is super small. I think that $21.1 million market cap for these guys, for something that like DeLorean, that the IP in general is worth so much. I think just strictly because of the IP, they give it like a 5x. Again, that's from here, and my 5x from here, I'll have like no money. But one of the people who sponsor the channel, I bought their DMC tokens from them because I was like, hey, do you want the tokens? Do you want ETH? And they're just like, yeah, give me the ETH. I was like, okay. And I gave them the ETH that was worth, what it was. And so I essentially bought the tokens back from them. And I did that because I believe DMC will outperform ETH. I think ETH from here at 2,500 does a 3x, but I think the DeLorean does like a 5 to 10x. Even at 10x is only $200 million market cap. Coin Bureau had said the other day that when there's going to be a narrative for tokens that are attached to companies that have revenues, I think DeLorean is going to be one of those companies. Does that mean I think it's going to stand the test of time? I mean, the business already has. The token, we don't know. So I don't have like $10,000 in it or anything. I have a very small amount. I'm actually owed a bit more of the token, but that might happen on July 21st. The 21st of each month, they have this thing where tokens unlock, and you're probably going to see some sell pressure on the 21st of each month. Just a fair warning on that. Let's see if they had posted anything over on their X account. I believe they did. DeLorean Labs, meow, meow, meow. They did. They had quite a lot. Hippo CTO has 373,000 followers over on X, says, what's cooking on SUI lately? We back with another state of the SUI, this time featuring DeLorean Labs, Expert Tech, Alpha, and Pure Motion. You pulling up or what? That was that today? 9 p.m.? Oh, GST. I have no idea what GST is. I don't know why people transact in non-American time units. Bybit Alpha also said DMC USDT perpetual contract is now live on Bybit contract with DeLorean Labs. Trade with up to 12.5x leverage. Good for them. DeLorean says, thank you, Hippo CTO, for having us on. Listen to the spaces recording below to hear some important alpha from DeLorean Labs. And that was it for the day. 179,000 followers over on X. Again, I think they're doing really well. What do we have here? We did DMC. Let's do Definity here real quick. Definity had a pretty good day. Nope, don't need to go there. Meow, 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 meow. Definity up 10% on the day to 3.2 cents. I like that. $4.95 million market cap, 5.5 million fully diluted. In my video I did this morning, I think this goes to I think a 200x from here is fairly reasonable. That'd make it still under $1 billion market cap, and for what they're doing, like I said, a 200x from here is fairly reasonable. Also, my heart hurts. I don't know if if I should call someone or not. I have not been feeling good, but it's gotten really bad now, so I'm going to ignore it and carry on with the show. Connor, what's going on, Connor? Give me those smiles. Give me those smiley face smiles. Meow, meow, meow. Okay. We are going to continue on with the show. My chest is actively hurting now. Let's see what type of volume. $3,500 in volume, so really not a ton. But I think that, again, this will go crazy at some point. When, I don't know. I want nothing more right now than to get another gold and silver logo. I could take from Definity. I could take from DEVI. I could take a little bit from Ethereum, DEVI, Definity, and some cash that I have, and some OMI. And I could buy some more. Guys, I am straight up not having an okay time. Oh, God, maybe I ate too much pizza. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. But I can't justify, and I have a lot of Definity. They're my biggest bag. I could take $4,000, $5,000 for a freaking logo now. I could take $5,000 from Definity and it would still be my biggest bag, but that logo maybe does a 10 to 20x. Definity does, I think, a 10 to 20x. On top of that, 1 to 200x. And I don't believe the logo does any more than 20x. If the logo goes 20x to like 90 something thousand, cool. I'll sell both of them. I don't believe it. I don't believe the logo should do more than that, but I believe Definity will. Who's got I hope OMI will be good one day. Yeah, let's go to OMI. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about AIDS. I know that's a Salt and Pepper song. There's DeLorean. Comey is down 2% on the day to 0000185, 1857. It was 185 before. Maybe even 19 before. Let's go see. 1848. That's what it was. So 1848, not a good look. 185 again. The last 7 days, actually, that's a low of 7 days. It is not a low of the month, because the low of the month we were actually at like 180 almost. So it is still not to that level yet. That was a nice little bounce level. It could very well be. It could very well go below that. Like I was telling Mr. Squeebs yesterday, he's got a ton of OMI. And I told him like a couple months back, listen, it can go to 0 at any moment. It can be cut in half at any moment and still survive over the long term. I think that because of the fact that the business is doing a lot of money, a lot of revenues, it's got astute leadership, indispensable qualities that I would, oh God, I don't know what is wrong with my body today. It is not having a good time though, so I'm going to ignore it as usual. It is, I think, just a matter of time before that NFT narrative takes hold. And there's a bunch of people that say, hey, we don't know if that NFT narrative is ever going to come back. And yeah, there's no definitive proof that the NFT narrative will come back. So they are not wrong when they say there's a greater than 0% chance that it doesn't come back. But I play the odds. and the odds are that it will. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I don't believe that they are, because a lot of people that don't think it's going to come back typically don't have a lot of money. I'm not trying to call anyone out. It's just the way that it is. It's just what I see. And yeah, I don't think anyone should really be taking advice from those people. It's not to say that certain ideas said by anyone don't have merit. Of course, multiple ideas have merit regardless of who they're from. I think it's the reasoning behind those ideas. I see a lot of funds already going into NFTs, some of which on VeVe, some of which not. Again, that'll be the narrative at some point, despite what people might say. At a 10x from here, I'm about break even now that I've DCA'd, but I don't think I would sell anything at 10x from here. I'm riding it to the moon or into the dirt. A gun to my head, dollars to donuts, it goes to the moon. And again, just 100x from here is less than 2 cents. I repeat, 100x from here is less than 2 cents. I think that is very easy for them to accomplish. That's less than a $6 billion market cap. In my opinion, I think that's something that's well within the realm of possibility. Anyway, that is the OMI. What do we have? Yeah, Randy, do you play chess? I used to. I haven't played in a long time, but I used to love it. It was high level thinking. There was this TikTok I saw where this girl said on her first date, she plays chess with her date. I was like, okay, all right. I've never done that for a first date, but I think that could be fun. And somebody asked her why, and she said, because that's the best way to get to know someone. How do they think? Do they get frustrated? How many moves ahead do they think? Can they see stuff that's being laid out as a trap for them? And I thought that was very astute and very brilliant. And again, I used to love it. I doubt I am any good anymore. I probably never was good. I could beat any beginner. I could beat anyone that was playing for a year or two, but I never got to like the high level stuff that just. I've seen the Magnus Carlsen match. I've seen incredible matches where it's like, oh my God, how did y'all even see that? How did y'all even like? Some of those matches are some of the most incredible things in history, and it's so unfortunate that so few people appreciate it, like manga or anime, or cartoons. It's like not everyone can appreciate that, and it's just like, man, I wish they could, because it's so brilliant. Anyway, maybe we'll play one in August. Aldera says, do you think VeVe comics, once they drops, are worth it? It depends what you mean by worth it. Is it worth it? Let me work it. Lay it down, and then reverse it. Sorry, I love that song. Seems like no one is buying. They're worth it depending on a few situations. Are they worth it for ROI? I think some are. I think there are some absolute home runs that everyone should get. Like that first appearance of Spider-Boy, when that came out, everyone should have gotten that comic. And if you didn't, you fudged up. And now you have to pay a crazy premium. I think that there are some things of first appearances. There are some things that, because there are 1,000 mints, they're probably going to do really well. Again, what X-Men did, especially with the Peach Momoko covers, yeah, 100% worth it to go into. Are they worth it to read? Well, you can get the digital read-only copy for like $4 instead of, you know, $7 or $5, whatever it is. You could also get most of the copies, if it's like a fairly popular book or a couple hundred mints sell, you could probably get it on the secondary market, common and uncommon, for less than the price of retail. So if that's the case, if you just want to read it, well, yeah, even without the resale, I think Predator vs. Spider-Man is 100% worth the read. I don't care what you have to pay. Like, that is just so good. Aliens vs. Avengers #1, Aliens vs. Avengers #3. So there's some of these that are 100% worth it just for the read. And even there's like a line or two in, I think it's Godzilla vs. X-Men. I have to, let me find it here. Tomorrow, join me. Okay. Let me go to the comics. What? That's not what I wanted to do. All right, comics. So many. I don't need that. Godzilla vs. X-Men #1 was like okay for the first half of it, but some of the lines. Oh, that was so good. Some of the dialogue was just brilliant, and I don't have I don't know how to quantify that or put a price on that. It was worth it to me, just to read that, just that one line. Like, I'll see if I can find it. Let me read the comic. It's gonna be talking about the Godzilla, saying it's been badly damaged, but now is an even greater threat. Why have so many civilians not evacuated? Because, Scott, can you sense it through our link as Jean and I scan their minds? So much fear and anger, insecurity and doubt. So afraid of being diminished that they create the very means of destruction they claim to deter. Fuck me sideways and call me Johnny. That is, oh my God. There are very few lines in modern day comics, and to somebody that doesn't read, or to somebody that is more visual, or to someone that is just about other stuff, like about other things, maybe they work with a hand, like they do whatever, that's not gonna mean anything. I remember going in Vegas, and me and a buddy were there, and we got to go through this like rainforest type of thing. It was like $20 to go in. And I was like, oh my God, these things are so cool. I get to see these lizards. I get to see these like snakes. I get to see all these cool things. Like, it was all, I got to see things that I never would have otherwise. And it was 100% worth it. And my friend is like, there's a bunch of things. They're like bugs. I'm like, oh, there weren't bugs. That's not even that's not how any of this works. He just didn't care. Like, that was 100% not worth it to him, but it was to me. So somebody that's like, again, if you're not a reader, it's not going to mean anything. And no, it probably wouldn't be worth it. Maybe long term, you know, X-Men vs. Godzilla #1, because there's only 1,000 mints. Yeah, that regardless of what you get, common or uncommon, that might be worth it in the long run. I don't know. I think there's plenty of other things that are a better value than this, that have a higher chance of ROI, that are on VeVe already. Like, you can get Silver Surfer #3, first appearance of Mephisto, for that amount. You can get Sentry #1, which again, you can get that for less than the amount of this. So in that sense, no. In that sense, the better bang for your buck would be two of those comics. It wouldn't be this. So again, as far as ROI goes, if you want to gamble, you know, and that's fun. And if you get a rare, ultra rare, secret rare, obviously that's worth it right off the bat. But I think just, oh God, and damn it, that is just such a good line. And there are a couple of lines like that I have in DACAT that are really cool. But again, if you're a writer, if you're into poetry, if you're into the written word, yeah, definitely worth it. If you're not, then it's not. So you got to decide, like, for yourself. John Digby saying, hey, Randy, OMI hasn't picked up with the rest of the market. Also, the business development wallet has been selling off over $300,000. What's going on? Can you send me a link to the business development wallet doing that? Because I feel like I have not seen that. And I feel like a bunch of footers on X would definitely comment on that. So send me a link to that. That would be great. Aldo Darrow says, I should rephrase. Do you think VeVe is losing money having to license these? No. They are, I mean, for like, I'm sure there are certain things that they do lose money on. A couple of comics that they choose to mint. Well, they're not really minting them unless someone buys them. So there's not really any, like, the time it takes for someone to do that so people can be able to do. Yeah, maybe. So I'm sure a lot of that would be automated by now. But it's 100% worth it to have that. They are the place to go for digital comics because everywhere else is closing down. So yeah, 100% worth it. Maybe I said, Randy, much respect. You never sold out. You believed in that OMI VeVe project. Never once negative. I will bet on that. Cheers. Yeah, they are. It's easy to see where the future lies, and it's easy to see VeVe's place in it. But most others couldn't because they don't have that long. They can't see that far ahead. And when even some people that I know are very intelligent, they let the short-term vicissitudes just cloud their judgment, and it takes some otherwise intelligent people, and it just makes them not. And it's like, damn, it's playing the long game. It's boring most of the time. At worst, it sucks. But obviously, when that blow off top happens, and we're pretty close, say a few months away, that'll do really well. Send Randy that smoke. Send me the smoke. Send me the smoke. All right. Did we do DEVI yet? I don't think we did. Let's do the DEVI here real quick, and then we'll get to the news 42 minutes later. DEVI's flat on the day at 54 cents. Not too much to report. It was down to 52 at one point today. Was down to 52 a few days ago. Down to 47 cents. Down to 44. And I know at one day down to 34 cents, and I was able to get a little bit there, but not too much. We'll make it so that I think 60 cents has been a lot of people's sell line. So we'll see. Somebody just sent me something, highly dependent. That's hysterical. Let's see what it's had on the day for volume. It's usually never much. It's usually a couple 100,000. 429,000 in volume. $65 million market cap, fully diluted. $48 million market cap as it is right now. And I am all about it. I'm all about that base, no trouble. We have to wait probably a few months before it goes crazy. I was expecting to get the roadmap today. Probably not going to get that till next week. Is it possible we get it tomorrow? Sure, but it's 4th of July. I don't expect them to roll anything out on 4th of July. So, yeah. Maybe we get that on Tuesday. Is there any? I don't think there's any holidays Monday. No, Monday I'm back to regularly scheduled programming with fudge. All right. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have Monk coming on the last seat. I have a meeting on that, and then I have a live that night, and then Omi Homie on that Tuesday. Let me put that in the calendar so I make sure to not book anything else, because sometimes I do, and it really hecks me up. Homie, meow, 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 meow. Okay, cool beans. So that's the DEVI. Hey everyone, good cool beans, Mr. MC1. I heart you. Randy, I told you years ago on your live stream, it's a secondary market that matters. And they've had $1.4 billion in the secondary market. For sales. So yeah, they're absolutely crushing it over there on that, in that way. Do I have to go over yesterday? I think I should. It's Tuesdays. Okay. One over that. Thor, Godzilla, halfway of a dam, fourth. Crypto Beast said the problem with all the tokenized solutions is that they have zero liquidity. You pay a 5.27% fee to buy 250K worth of tokenized Tesla stock. What if I want to buy 10 million worth? Obviously, it could be a lot. Yeah. DEVI is going to be the only real way to do this. FameEX says the new FameEX futures listings are going to be DMC and USDC, or I'm sorry, USDT for DeLorean Labs. Shout out to them. The cat token is #1 on Memezilla yet again. 50,000 followers over on the Discord for DeLorean Labs. I love that. Stripping days. This was me at a house show. This was also me at a house show. BlackRock bought $54.8 million worth of Ethereum 2 days ago on Tuesday. No Bitcoin. They know ETH is going to explode. Elon Musk says credit where credit is due. Donald Trump has successfully resolved several serious conflicts around the world. He should be nominated for a Peace Prize, in my opinion. Blackpink has a new trailer out for their songs. Sven Donjan says first Fortnite X Lego redeemable skin. Web 2 meets digital. When VeVe X Fortnite skin? I think it's closer than we think. Collector's Gone Digital, David Yu, Bill Gardner, and Randy Chavez. Maybe one day we can get that. Maybe one day I'll win. Who's that? DEVI Ecosystem says trade up, meet the token and platform powering the tokenized future, meet the DEVI exchange. Deutsche Bank, DWS, Galaxy, and Flow Traders to launch Germany-regulated Euro stablecoins under MiCA rules. Interesting. BlackRock now holds 696,874 Bitcoin, worth $74 billion for its spot Bitcoin ETF. Wild. Remember when you first joined? Oh, what a feeling. It was hysteria. There will be future me's that will discover the magic of VeVe. There will be. There will be. Oh my gosh. Feel like a WWE wrestler just got knocked the F out. Oh. Gentlemen, if I die, been an honor playing with you. Whew. Okay. M2 global liquidity hits another new all-time high. Bitcoin target is now sitting at 175,000 following the global money flow. Who let the dogs out? Says Crappy Bird. Looks like they're taking a massive poop. This is massive for ETH. NASDAQ listed Bit Digital has raised $163 million to buy Ethereum for its treasury. My chest itches, and I don't know if that's a sign of things that should be worried about. Randy, never change. Thanks, fam. I'll try. I'm just going to continue to be what I'm going to be. Maybe it'll change, maybe not. Omar says, good evening. Good evening, Omar. How's it going? I don't know. Deutsche Bank's DWS Galaxy Flow Traders venture to introduce German-regulated stablecoin. NASDAQ-listed Bit Digital raises $163 million in net proceeds from share offering to fund Ethereum treasury. And Coinbase buys token manager Liquify as crypto M&A heats up. Oh yeah, heating up. Spot trading volume on centralized exchanges fell to $1 trillion in June, marking a 9-month low. Oh no. I'm going down, everybody. Bruh, real talk. 7-hour massage twice a week. No Diddy. I think I just need to not be fat. Once my back is better, it's over for you bitches. Every other week, rather. Maybe every other week. Oh, Lordy. Okay, back onto the news. West Coast Avengers #1 made less than $5,000. That is not a good look. They need to make more. SEC Chair Paul Atkins says tokenization is an innovation and the agency is committed to advancing it. Yes. Yes, yes, like the big, beautiful bill that was just passed. Yes. Thank you for your service. Biggest ever crappy burn just happened. 1.25 million crappy was just dusted, making it a now 2.35 million tokens burned. More birds played in the last 3 weeks than in the last 6 months. What are you waiting for? Oh, God. Hold on. I'm gonna. It's weird. I don't. Okay. I have a pulse. It's just not strong. Okay. Omar says, I know an expert and owner that does massages in Manhattan. If I was in New York, I would totally go. Unfortunately, I do not live there anymore. And I am in the great state of Ohio. Oh my gosh. Such Inferno. I think I'm having a heart attack, but it's fine. I'm moving on. U.S. federal housing regulator calls on Congress to investigate Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Want to get the gun massager? I don't like people touching me. So I probably should. It would probably help. I just straight up, I don't like people touching me. And that has caused many an issue in a lot of my personal relationships. Yeah. So that's part of the reason why. Part of the reason. Ripple applies for U.S. banking license, which is bananas. After many years of killing and war between two nations of Congo and Rwanda, a peace deal appeared to be brokered by Trump administration. Confirmed by all parties involved in the result, BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF derives more revenue than its S&P 500 fund. Oh, God. I don't know what's going on, but I am straight up not having a good time. I am feeling very not good. All my UK coworkers do be hating on the 4th. Heck 'em. They don't understand what it's like to be free. Freedom units. +1 guns. +1. You look very uncomfortable. Thanks. Don't push yourself too hard. I'm sitting down. I'm not really doing much, but I am very lightheaded. I feel like I have like heat stroke, but I don't. I don't have heat stroke. It is cold down here, and I am. Guys, this is not good. I'm gonna have to go. Better get a roller for the back. That might work. That might work. I've been hanging on the pull-up bar, and that has helped. That has helped quite a lot. Not so much right now, because I think that would make my heart explode. Call it. I will in 7 minutes. I need to make it to an hour, because Mama ain't raised no bitch. Diddy is not guilty on 3 out of 5 charges. Pokemon movies arrive on the Pokemon YouTube channel tomorrow. Pokemon the first movie, Pokemon the movie 2000, and Pokemon 3 the movie, The Mystery of the Unknown. You need a small woman to walk on your back. I need to I don't know what I need right now, but it is something. Something. Have you tried acupuncture? Had a pinched nerve or something in my neck. Acupuncture is the only thing that works. I haven't yet. Maybe I should. I will try anything at this point. And I have not tried it. So you know what? I don't know. Maybe I should. I'm so strong. I'm still gonna watch Pokemon. Same. What do people know about that Pokemon? They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing about that Pokemon. There are Pad Wars and IHOP with the youngest kid, Motley Crue playing. If someone made a 1980s total throwback, IHOP breakfast would place would crush. Agreed. Pokemon the first movie is going to happen. -24 plus 6. Oh, that is 23 minus 6, 17 hours from now. We will have Pokemon the first movie on Pokemon TV. Ask Tom anything in a Q&A. We're excited to announce an upcoming Q&A session with Tom Anderson from DEVI, saying where he'll answer questions submitted by the community. Tinfoils, my lower back is pulled right now. I was hanging upside down on an inversion table. Hung there long. Yeah, inversion tables has made my back worse, but hanging up there, I think, has made it much better. I don't eat whole tomatoes, but I have them in my salads. I have them on my burgers and in my tacos. Submitted Pokemon first movie. Oh, did you see it near Comic-Con? Came back as a 9.0. Let's go. Oh, you got a steal. Yeah. Keep that. Keep that. For all that is holy, keep that. Plume, RWAFI, has 1 million followers over on X. How many of them are real? I don't know. But off the heels of their meetings with Treasury and SEC Crypto Task Force last month, they are grateful that they got the privilege to spend time with Donald Trump, the President of the United States, to discuss crypto policy, tokenization, future of RWAs in America. Give me a sec. Passing of the Genius Act sets the stage for future of crypto in America. Our meeting with the SEC Crypto Task Force and the announcement from Paul Atkins referencing the innovation exemption that introduced for on-chain products like Nest underscore how serious this is. We're excited to continue working with the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and the rest of the cabinet, including Clap Dissent, JD Vance, the SEC Crypto Task Force, and the Treasury to define and advance crypto policy in America, enabling free, open, and permissionless world for everyone. The start of much more, where permissionless innovation and regulatory clarity go hand in hand. Trillions of dollars of liquidity inbound to America. Guys, I'm not going to make it. I am going to not going to make it. But the horrors persist. But so do I. Well, says Pokemon Ancient Mew is now getting up in value. People are collecting it more than ever. Of course, it's a great card. VHS, 100%. I stopped eating tomatoes years ago and never had back problems again. Tomatoes have something to do with it? Am I tripping? Maybe it's like I fart more than any other person I know, but I will do so again as soon as I am done here. Because I don't feel good. Ooh, my back. But I need to get through the rest of the news. And then I will continue on. Teddy says, big thanks to Donald Trump and his team for helping us pave the future at RWAFI, Plume Network. On the recent announcement, USD1, World Liberty Fi on Plume, we're beyond ecstatic to continue pushing forward with new administration. To Plumerica, this is only the beginning. Teddy has 39,000 followers on X. Ash Crypto Real says, Plume is crushing it in RWA. Mainnet TVL has surpassed 100 million and more than 100,000 RWA token holders. Last week, Plume pushed token unlocks, and this week, Plume is collaborating with Trump's WLFI USD1 stablecoin. This will be an RWA cycle. Everybody smash that like button. Smash it, smash it. Tomatoes, clean windows. Beans, tomatoes, tomatoes. Tomatoes, clean windows, and I learned that from a farmer. I will, next time, clean windows. The Fed will start money printers in Q3, Q4, says Ash Crypto Real, of this year, and trillions will flow into the crypto market. Just survive a few more months, and I promise you, your patience will be highly rewarded. I don't fucking believe him for anything that he's worth, because every other day he crashes out. Every other day he's like, we're so fucking back. This crypto's a scam. Hold out a few more months, boys. And I've been hearing that literally for a year from him. So he can go suck a big one. Tomatoes does the good for arteries. Too much is bad because of citric acid. Yeah. I did the Deutsche Bank. I did that thing. I'm going down. Spot trading volume. Oh, I went over that. Ripple sinking a banking license. New York bankruptcy judge gives Celsius the green light to pursue $4.3 billion lawsuit against Tether. They are bitches and a half. Tom Brady. All right, I got to bounce. I'm probably going to go to the hospital. I love you all. Class dismissed. Bye, guys. Meow, meow, meow.